One thing I hear a lot from the awakened collective or those who are awakening or trying to shift and heal something is how? How do I do it? Like, I hear that I'm supposed to do this inner work or inner child work or heal my mindset or whatever it is. And so many people actually do want to do the work to heal, but they just don't know what it is. And so, in this video, I am going to step back and allow my spirit team to come through and answer that question for you. And we'll see what they say about it. So, for those of you who have not been a part of my collective, that where I have a Ascension membership where you can come and talk with the Octarian Council, the Wisdom Keepers, and get insights about yourself or humanity and the awakening, I invite you to come join the membership. It's only $25 a month, and you can ask questions directly like this yourself. So let me go get them, and I will be back with this message. Welcome to the Soul Alignment Mentor Podcast. I'm your host, Angie, and I'm inviting you to explore the depths of self-sabotage, limiting mindsets, and the beliefs that hinder our progress in life. Through intuitive messages I receive from my spirit team, I share profound insights to help you live authentically and break free from these limitations. Join me now as we uncover all the keys to living your best life. The collective consciousness has been manifested into the reality in which they have been taught to think from the beginning of time, from the time that humans begin to shift in their consciousness of the ego and the creation of this divine world in which you are living on at this time. And humanity is shifting into a higher consciousness right now as they are awakening to the truth of who they really are instead of who they have been taught to be. And the human mind is wanting to comprehend how to shift through this energy and understand the process of awakening to their true and most authentic self. But many feel stuck in the energy of the old mindset and the ego in which they have created their reality through. So, we want to give you awareness and insight on how to shift this mindset in which you are in and begin to create and manifest a new reality for yourselves. The first thing to do is become aware of yourself, become aware of the things that you think, become aware of the mindset in which you have been programmed to believe and taught to believe. Many of you do not realize that as a very small child, you came into the world not programmed. You did not come here knowing the things that you know right now, as far as the anger, hate, or the lower vibration frequencies in which you have in your mind, even towards yourself. The self hate, the unworth, the ideas that you have to create something within yourself to be loved are the mindset of the human ego and not the mindset of the higher self. The higher self does not seek love outside of itself because it is love itself. And the more you understand who you are as love itself, the less you have to find ways to get that to come towards you. And so, what we want to help you understand is as you begin to shift into a higher conscious and frequency in which you truly are who you are in your highest form, the less you need to find things around you to create that reality for you. And so we understand this is a concept that is very hard for the human ego to understand. And so we will break it down in many little different frequencies for you to comprehend and understand. And over time, you will begin to understand and shift into this reality where you see yourself differently and you see the world around you differently as well. We want you to understand that as you became this human, as you transformed from your spirit self into the human experience, you began to take on the frequencies and energies around you and the belief systems in which you were born into. You begin to think this was who you are. You begin to shift into the reality of that creation and manifestation into your life. But that is not who you truly are within the actual form of your true divine self in your higher consciousness and the oversoul in which you are. This is just simply an experience in which you have created for yourself to learn more about yourself. And so it is through self realization that you begin to shift your mindset and frequency and understand who you really are. And so, as you start to see the patterns in your thinking, as you start to see the patterns in behaviors that you have, and you begin to understand that those patterns and behaviors have a need behind them, and that need is to be seen or loved or to feel safe within the body, the human body, you begin to understand that to feel safe is to begin to have knowledge of your true self. And that true self is your higher consciousness, is the soul frequency of who you are. Now, this is hard for the ego mind to comprehend because the ego mind does not understand that by releasing, it actually receives. Because the ego mind has this idea that it has to perform or perfect or manipulate or beg or plead or seek or look for or chase after something in order to have its needs met. But the reality of it is, in your true form, you do not have to do any of those things because all of those things already exist within your reality. It is just through stillness and the awareness of who you are that these things already exist in your reality. And by creating the energy in your human mind where you are continuing to look for something that you already have within you, you're actually keeping it from yourself. And so by enabling your mind to shift into a new comprehension and frequency where you believe that you are already worthy of the things that you seek and desire, you no longer have to create a false narrative in your life to earn these things or beg for these things or create this desire to seek something outside of yourself to fulfill those desires and needs that you do have within your human heart and mind. The human heart and mind is disconnected from its true form because it was taught to be disconnected. Many of you came into the earth fully aware of who you are. And as you shift into the ego mind more and more over the beginning years of your life, you basically put a veil over your own awareness where you stopped seeing yourself as your true form. And you begin to create a reality around you that is based out of a frequency and belief that you were taught to have through the human experience and not the reality of who you really are. And these controls and systems that have manipulated the earth in many ways in many years are beginning to break down. And so you're going to be able to remember more and more who you are. But in order for that to happen and this shift to continue to work with humanity, you must continue to allow yourself to release those old beliefs and mindsets that you have been created to believe in, and remember the reality of your true self through the awareness and consciousness of your true higher mind. And as you awaken back to the intuitive gifts you have within you, as you reawaken to the frequency of love that you have in your heart already, this love begins to radiate around you, which allows you to receive back into your life the things that you do desire and the things that do bring joy, peace, and love to you. And the reason that the human is seeing the patterns in their life is to break the patterns. It's not to hurt them or harm them or to cause them pain. The only reason you have awareness of a pattern is to help you release the pattern. But many of you see the pattern and then you go back into the pattern through shame or guilt or fear because the pattern sometimes is difficult to see in yourselves and you believe the pattern is your reality and your true form. But the pattern is simply being revealed to you so that you can shift out of that pattern and reality into a new one. But the human mind has a hard time comprehending this because the pattern you were created in is a pattern that you believe is your truth. And if you let go of your truth, then who are you? what will things look like? How will you get your needs met? In what way will you feel fulfillment? How will you be able to comprehend the love in a higher frequency when you're not chasing it or trying to seek it from outside of yourself? But the reality of it is the pattern is what keeps you from the awareness that that is not the truth, that you are already love. You are already all the things that you desire to attract in your life. It is the programming and the idea of who you've been taught as a human that keeps you from the concept of knowing that truth. And so, therefore, it is through self awareness and self realization and seeing your own patterns that you can break out of the matrix that you have been taught to believe you are and create a new reality, which is your true form and your true self. As the earth continues to shift in higher consciousness, as the earth continues to awaken, this reality becomes more and more the truth, and more of the humans will begin to see their patterns. And instead of becoming a victim to the pattern, they begin to overcome it and become the victor and understand that the pattern was only a tool to help them learn who they really are and create a contrast in order for them to shift into even more of a higher frequency within their higher soul for energy. So, we want to give you this concept that when you are doing the healing work, when you are doing the mindset work, when you are doing the meditations, when you are doing all the things that you know you're supposed to do as a human, it is all to bring awareness to pattern, to help you see pattern, but not to bring shame to yourself, not to bring guilt or hardship onto you. It is simply to bring you awareness that that is not who you are, that you were taught to be that. And then you can shift into a new frequency of love and wholeness, where you know that your worth does not come from the ideas of which you have been programmed to believe that you have to be on earth to earn anything, because you do not earn what you already are. You simply align with that. So be patient with yourself as you come to self realization. Be patient with yourself as you become more self aware of your patterns, and love yourself through these things, because they are simply a tool to help you realign with your highest self and consciousness. And as you do so, not only are you benefiting, but all of humanity and the consciousness of the divine energy and frequency of all things are shifting because of the work that you are doing. So, Divine One, remember, you are powerful, you are loved, and we are supporting and helping you with this shift as well. We will be back with more messages in due time. We love you. Thank you. All right. Well, I hope that was helpful. I'm actually going to go back and rewatch this myself, because as I was channeling it, I was aware of what they were saying, but comprehending it is a different thing when you are allowing spirit to speak through you. So I hope that was supportive for you. And if you would like to join my monthly membership where I actually channel just like that live each month and you can come and ask questions, come join it. The link's in my bio below. And I have other options for working with me one on one as well. So until we meet again, I wish you the best day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. Namaste.